Cricket Podcast. West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Is it welcome back? What is it? Welcome to the day at the test match. Look at this internet. I think internet's about to go mad. I might freeze today. Internet's looking booky out here. Yeah, this is a new one. This is a new feature. We're going to try this one out. You know, every day of the test match, I'm going to go live shortly after the day is over. Thing is, I only set this up about 15 minutes ago, so I didn't even post it anywhere. So people, share this in your WhatsApps, share this in your Snapchats, share it in your TikToks, share it in your Discords, share it in your Twitter accounts, share it in your Blue Skies, share it with your aunties and your uncles on the Facebooks. Because I didn't share it. I just made a random decision to go live right now. 100 of you in the live right now. Big up anybody. Audio low. Allow me. 1 second. Man said audio low, you know. How can audio be low when I haven't even done nothing with the audio? 1 second. Let me look at this audio right now. What's the audio? No, man, audio's fine. 126 of you in the live. The thing is, you lot must think this is a call-in show, but the thing is, if I allow people to call in, you're gonna make me stay up late, and this isn't the day at the test. The day at the test isn't supposed to be a call-in show because I need to go to my bed. It's already 11:15 in the UK. Every night this week, I've had less than 6 hours sleep. Corner man. So I don't. I'm wondering. Anyways, let's do an opening monologue because we want to do this one quick. We want to get this one done quick. So earlier this week, I did a show with Jono, Australian fan who's currently in Barbados. Those who've met him in Barbados, big up Jono. And I said to Jono, there is one way that West Indies can win a test match in this series, and if it's and Jono agreed with me. And he said, I said that if we can turn this into a 200-run shootout, West Indies have somewhat of a chance. And to be fair to the West Indies, that's precisely what they did today. They've turned this into a low-scoring match. And when you are a subpar team like the West Indies are, and where we're coming from, number 8 in the world or World Test Championship, etc., turning it into a low-scoring shootout is your only way to really level the playing field. Yes, people will talk about the drops and this, that, and the third, and could it have been a bit lower? But in generally speaking, given the quality disparity between Australia and ourselves, that they couldn't have gone that much better with the ball. Shamar Joseph, obviously up front, bowling a fiery spell, pretty much taking out the top order. What did he get in the end? Was it 4 for 40? Or 40 something, and then Jayden Seals, yet another fifer. How many fifers is that now for Starboy? Yet another fifer. I know people say, but Shamar had ball. He should have got a fifer because people dropped things off his bowling. Yeah, I hear that, but Jayden, yet another fifer. Jayden Seals, I know technically the day belongs to Shamar Joseph because he really set up the kind of bowling attack against the Australians. But Jayden just went about his business quietly and effectively. Jayden didn't have the kind of head-turning fire. He didn't make you sit up and pay attention with his bowling spell. Do you know what Jayden did? He just did his flipping job. And that's what Jayden does. There's no frills out here. Jayden, we're so fortunate to have Jayden Seals because Jayden expects to do that. That wasn't what Jayden did today. That weren't special. He expects to come to test matches and he expects to be the leading wicket taker. Jayden Seals bowls like he's the actual leader of the attack. He's only 22 years old. He might have only just turned 23. He bowls as if he's the pack leader. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. No frills. Just does his job. You know, when I come on the show, I've gone episodes before in the past and I've said to the players, just do your flipping job. Jayden Seals does his job. Does his job. Game in, game out, does his job. Tell me how many times you've seen Jayden Seales have a bad test match. How many times have you ever seen it? He weren't even the best bowler today, and he did his job. Fifer, calm, just calm. Fifer, third fifer, and he's 22 years old. Some man ain't even got 2 fifers, you know. So anyways, obviously, but big up Shamar Joseph. Shamar Joseph was obviously the pick of the bowlers. And obviously he took a 4fer. So that's the name that people talk about on and off the pitch. I'll say no more. So good for Shamar Joseph in terms of his performance on the pitch today. Who else bowled today? Obviously, Alzari, to be fair, because people are going to cuss Alzari because he didn't get a wicket. But actually, Alzari actually bowled all right. He bowled all right. Yeah, it could have been better at times, but I actually thought he bowled all right. I thought Alzari at times played the enforcer role well. That doesn't necessarily mean he took wickets, but I do think that Alzari bowled a few overs and spells where he, trying to pick my words rightly here, where he just maintained the intensity. I don't think Alzari had a bad day today. I do think he was actually okay. But Shamar and Jayden just outbowled him in terms of, obviously, in terms of looking more threatening and taking wickets. So let's not try and jump on the Alzari. Oh, he was no good because he got no wickets. No, I think he was all right. I think he was all right. So you know, they bowled as a pack, I guess is what I'm saying. They all complemented each other well. Even when Thanos came on, Levin says I'm making excuses for Alzari Joseph. No, I don't think I am. I think they bowled as a pack. Tell me when I'm telling lies. What test match were you watching? They bowled as a pack. There was no let up on the Australians. Tell me when I'm telling lies. This is Australia we're talking about, you know, and they were fretting. Tell me when I'm telling lies. So anyways, obviously Roston came on because there were left-handers on. Did he take how many? Did Roston take the other wicket? Oh no, Justin Graves did. Justin Graves took the other wicket. I think did he get ahead? Was it Graves who got ahead who got him to nick off? So Graves took a wicket as well. Here's the joke though. Here's the big joke. And I'm not actually saying this to make any real point, but it's just interesting to me. So Jamel Warrican's our vice captain. He's our premier spinner. He bowled 0 overs. Let me say that again. Jamel Warrican is our vice captain. He's our premier spinner. He bowled 0 overs. Interesting. Is all I'll say to that. Like, I think they've got to look very carefully. Obviously, there will be times when Jamel will play a role, and maybe he'll bowl. This is no cussing or criticism of Jamel, but this is what people are talking about when they're saying, can we really afford to play 2 spinners in the side? And if you make someone a vice captain, are the team prepared to not play the vice captain? Because Roston bowling today showcased to me why it's likely that when we're playing in non-spin friendly conditions, that Roston will be the option as the defensive spin bowler, and that we won't actually go in with 2 spinners. I could be wrong, but man didn't bowl, innit? So yeah. What else? Obviously, so let's talk about the drop catches. So King dropped 3. 2 of them should have been taken. I think the one where he dived to his right at gully, which I thought that was harsh. What some people are like, he should have taken that. Yeah, he had a chance of taking it, but it weren't a gimme. The second one, the other 2 were shocking, and he'll know that. The first one in particular was shocking. Man sat down on the pitch like he wanted to bust a pup, and then the ball came right to him, and he's just sitting on the pitch doing a pup instead of catching the ball. So that one should have been taken. The second one in the gully to the right, I thought that's 50-50. And then the last one, was it, where it kind of went, I think, was he on his tiptoes? I don't know, but it went through his hands. I think that probably should have been taken as well. So yeah, there were those drops. Roston dropped an easy one as well at slip. Was that so? That's 4 drops. Was there another drop that I'm missing? So the fielding has to improve. But then you take, like you take the rough with the smooth. The slip catch that Roston did take. That was an excellent catch. So I always see it as the rough with the smooth. I think as a West Indian fan base, we're so used to, and I say we, that's you lot, it's not me. We're so used to looking for something to cuss that people are mad irrational when watching the West Indies. It's like, oh, I dropped it. Oh, these men can't field. Oh, they're useless. Like people just rush to just have the irrational cuss. And maybe that's part of like modern day fandom. But I prefer to just let stuff marinate, and just be like, okay, he dropped it. Okay, cool. We move though. We move. Like, it is what it is. When I watch West Indies, that's my number one phrase. Like, it is what it is. We have to keep moving. There's a reason why Australia are number 1 in the world, although 2 if you count the losing the World Test Championship final. There's a reason why they're at the top and we're at the bottom. We will do things like drop catches because that's why we're at the bottom of the World Test Championship rankings, right? So suddenly expecting the team to take all of their catches, to me, that's a misnomer. We're at the bottom for a reason. So whenever I watch West Indies in a match, I expect to see at least a couple drop catches because we're at the bottom of the World Test Championship. That's what teams at the bottom do. Like, this is part of a process, right? Little things like that, they have to get better. Being able to take 20 wickets, that's part of the process. Being able to score more than 200 runs, that's part of the process. All of this is process to me. So that's why I don't look at things like, oh, look at that drop catch. It was easy. Now let's just cuss for eternity. It's all part of those little intangibles and 1%ers that the team over time just have to get better at. So like it is what it is, So anyways, here's the thing though, and anyone who's in the Discord will know this. Any proper West Indian fan, even when we had them, anyone who's in the Discord will know I'm telling the truth. When we had Australia 138 for 6 at T, I think it was at T, someone put in the Discord, if we can restrict them to 250 or less, it's game on. And I replied and said, 138 is already enough. It's already game on with 138. And men thought I was busting joke. That was no joke. That was no joke to me. If Australia, respectfully, if we are laying down Australia for less than 200, you better believe that we're going to struggle to make 200 as well. You better believe that. So to me, it was like when Australia were getting laying down, I was like, okay, these men are struggling to get near 150. Obviously, West Indies are going to have a huge struggle to get near 150. So obviously, when we came out to bat, in my head, I expected us to lose at least 3 wickets by the close of play. And not because they're trying their best. They're trying their best. So it's not like, oh, they're going to lose 3 wickets because these men are shit. Like, they're trying their best. But this is Australia's bowling attack we're talking about. We've got one generational bowler in Jayden Seals, and we've got an exciting prospect in Shamar Joseph, right? They had a very good day. That's 2 out of like our 4 frontline bowlers, right? Australia's bowlers don't have bad days. Like, they're so few and far between that you have to assume that if they struggle to make runs on a pitch, then we obviously will struggle to make runs on a pitch. So for me, already looking ahead, because this test match will be over on Friday, I reckon. Based on how it's gone so far, we might not even see the weekend, right? And already I'm looking at how the match has gone, and I'm saying, I'm not going to judge this team on their failure with the bat. Like, if we go on to only score somewhere between 150 and 170, I'm not going to judge them, because in the context of the match, it is what it is, right? Like, this is Australia's 180 versus West Indies 150 to 170. So I'm not going to make any big pronunciations about, John Campbell only got 7, therefore he's no good. Like, look how everyone has struggled. This is obviously going to be a struggle test match. So anybody who can score. So what? Travis Head scored, was it 57? Who was the next highest scorer for Australia? Khawaja. So Travis Head scored 57. Khawaja, I think, got 47. And then I think Pat Cummins got 28, right? So in the West Indian context, if we can get any batter to get over 50, then it's a fantastic performance in the context of what we've seen in this test match. So Z says, I'm already putting, but Z, you've been on the show before. Like you get emotional in it. With I say it respectfully, but then with full disrespect intended. You are an emotional West Indies fan. It's not about putting in excuses. It's about being realistic. If you've watched West Indies cricket as much as I've done, you have to be realistic. There's no point in holding them to a metric that is basically unattainable. What do you want them to do? Come tomorrow and put up 250? How realistic is that? You already done seen Brathwaite, Campbell and Carty and Warwick get laying down. So what is realistic tomorrow? Glevin says, our batsmen played ugly shots to get out. Yeah, so did Australia. So did Australia. So what are you saying here? What are you saying? Like, what metric are you holding them to? Ain't you been seeing the defeats for decades? Ain't you been seeing it? What metric are you holding these men to? You lot ain't serious, man. You lot ain't serious. You know what? Furthermore, go listen to Cricket Forum. In 1977, blasphemous. That's where you lot need to go. Go to his channel, innit? Like, if you want proper dunce talk, which will you know, entertain some of what you lot are saying, go to that channel, innit? Like, that's for you lot. That's where you lot need to go. Like, I'm actually boosting him up. I'm promoting his channel. Go to his channel, innit? That's where you can hear the proper dunce talk. I ain't on that. So Z says, you're telling me the shot Campbell played is not a bad shot. That was just a John Campbell shot. You haven't seen John Campbell play cricket? That was just your standard John Campbell shot. I've seen that shot 1 million times. That weren't a surprise to me. That's a John Campbell shot. Come on, man. What are you not watching the cricket or not? Are you not watching the cricket? Come on, man. They're trying their best. They're actually trying their best. They're trying their best, you know. So anyways, let's talk about Brandon King, though. Obviously, the drop catches. King looked good, you know. King looked good. Now, tomorrow he could come out and get out early, right? But do you know what I saw in Brandon King? And it's going to feel like it's a hot take. It's going to feel like it's a hot take, but hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out with the take I'm about to give you lot. In the 23 runs that King scored today, you already saw why Sammy's brought him into the team. Let me land this point. It was no surprise to me because, again, if you've been watching Caribbean Cricket Podcast for long enough, I've been talking about putting Brandon King in the test squad for years. Before everybody else tried to jump on the bandwagon, I've been talking about it for years. I've got my receipts. Go watch the archives. I've got the receipts on that, right? Let me tell you why King was good today and why Sammy obviously has brought King in. Because you can tell that Sammy wants cricketers who are going to play positive cricket. King came out and looked to be positive. That's all it was. He came out and looked to be positive. And do you know why he was able to do it? Because he's got the shots to do it. King came out and looked like he knows he's supposed to be there. And I just saw in the way that him and Carty went about their business, I was like, okay, I get what this is about now. Sammy wants these guys he's brought back in, whether Chase, Hope, Carty, King, whatever. He wants them to be busy. Or I saw enough to know that Sammy doesn't want to play no survival cricket out here. I think he wants these guys to come in and get the game moving. And if they get out, they get out. But there was very much positive intent in what Brandon King was trying to do. You're not going to just bowl at me and try dot me out. I'm going to play positive cricket. That's what I saw. Now I'm not gonna like jump to like big pronunciations now and say, and therefore that means Brandon King's going to be good in Test cricket. No, who knows? But I do know that you can clearly see that there's a different mindset to how the team's going about their game. Just in that little stint today, I saw what this is about. Another pod where you're going to run away from the Craig Brathwaite question. What do you want me to say? He got 4. What do you want me to say? So what? Drop him? What should we drop him before the second innings? Okay, let's drop him before the second innings, Z, and play with 10. How about that? There, I addressed your question. Next. Right. What else is there to say? That's pretty much it, isn't it? That's pretty much it from the Test match. So what do we want to look at tomorrow? So we've got King and Chase at the crease, Hope and Graves to come. What's realistic? At the bare minimum, we need to score 150. At the bare minimum. What's that? So it's like 90 odd runs away. Yeah, 150. I don't see us getting a lead. I genuinely don't see us getting a lead. I can see us getting at the top end of the performance. I can see us getting close to Australia. So I can see us getting like. Okay, let me refresh that. For the optimists, I can. Okay, so for the optimists out there, maybe we can get a tiny lead of like 10 or 20. So let's say 200. So the most optimistic people, you would say West Indies can make 200. Me, I'm saying they've got to aim for 150 minimum. And then anything after that, for me, is a bonus. Because I think Australia will just keep chipping away. I think they will just keep chipping away. I don't think the players... I think the players will try to come out and be positive. I think Roston and Brandon will try to be positive. I think Graves and Hope will try to be positive. But Australia are relentless. I think they will just keep chipping away. So the first target for me tomorrow is get to 150. That immediately means you're in the game. And then once you've ticked off the 150, every single run after 150 is a bonus. And then we just have to see. Because what I don't know and what none of us know is, will this pitch get better to bat on? Unlikely. Or will it break up even more so as the match goes on? I think Carlos said, I caught Carlos early on in the match saying something to the effect of there's some patches on the wicket that look like it's going to break up by day 4. I don't even think we're going to get to day 4. And if we do, well, this match is over very, very early on day 4, which is a shame because day 4 is a Saturday. But based on how this has gone, Australia are definitely, put it this way, Australia are definitely batting again tomorrow. The only question mark we've got is, can West Indies bowl as well as they did today a second time round, knowing that they basically are probably only going to get 2.5 sessions rest, probably. And will they be able to repeat the bowling performance the second time round? So this is still, for me, this is still very much advantage Australia. Here, listen carefully before you get onto me. It's still very much advantage Australia. However, today, just based on today, it's even Stevens. Some will say to me, no, Mash, West Indies have won this day. I don't think so. I think it's even Stevens. As things currently stand at the end of day 1, I think it's even Stevens. But that's good. Who amongst us, prior to the start of today, every single rational West Indian fan would have taken this at the end of today? Every single West Indian fan. If you had said to a West Indian fan, right, I'll give you now this scenario. Australia all out for 180, West Indies 57 for 4 at the close of play. Warwican being one of the wickets, I think every rational West Indian fan would have said, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that because it allows me to dream that we can still win. Everybody would have taken that. So that's why I'm saying it's even Stevens. The reason I'm not saying advantage West Indies is because we know that Australia have a bowling attack. So we have to assume it's slight advantage Australia at this stage because we know what their bowling attack can do. The good news, though, is that the West Indies will have seen what I was talking about in the show on Monday with the Australian fan Jono. The West Indies would have seen there is nothing to fear about this Australia batting lineup, and arguably, based on what we've just seen, even though we have our own concerns about our batting lineup, if I'm Sammy now, do I say to the pitch curators in Grenada, you know what? Give us a 3-day test match. Give us a pitch that's going to test the batters, because is that our best way to compete against the Australians, by making it a shootout test match? I'd love to see a 4-day match. I'd love to see a 5-day match. I'd love to see batters be able to get in and score centuries. But maybe we've just seen an inkling in today's first day of the first test match how we should go about this for the rest of the series. Shootout cricket, where a couple man hitting 50s might be the difference maker in the final result of the test match. So it'll be very, very interesting. What will they tell the curators in Grenada to prepare? Obviously, Jamaica is a day-night match, so we already know that's curtains because it's a pink ball and all of that. So I'm looking more at Grenada. What are we going to try and tell them to prepare for in Grenada? So yeah. So Z says a shootout is going to kill us because Australia have far better bowlers. So how should we compete then, Z? How should we compete? So what do you want? Flat decks so that we can draw a test match? Because what's the alternative? If that's not the best way for us to win, Z, what is the best way for us to win? Because Australia will always have better bowlers than us. So what's the alternative? Don't worry, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your response. What's the alternative approach? Because they probably also have better batters than us, right? Like we're praying for someone to average 30. As much as I don't rate their top 6, they all know how to average over 30. Most of them 40. So what's the alternative? The man ain't saying nothing, Let me move on. Right, anyways, big up everybody who's been in the live. At one point, it was 540 of you were in the live. In 1987, I remember when... Anyways, big up everybody. Big up everybody who's come in the live. A little 30-minute day at the test match CCP review. I was going to make it a live call-in, but true say I can't be bothered today. I might do that tomorrow. I don't think I can bother with that today. Listen, let me go through some admin whilst I make a last-minute decision if I'm going to let someone come on live. You can find us on all the social media handles: X, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, TikTok, Discord, Blue Sky, Facebook. We're everywhere. Just search Caribbean Cricket Podcast and you can find us everywhere. If you'd like to support the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, you can head to www.patreon.com/Carib Cricket. Any little bit helps and counts to keep the podcast on the road, So if you'd like to support us, do that. We also have just started a Buy Me a Coffee. The link to that is in the descriptor below. So if you want to buy me a coffee, my coffee of choice is an oat vanilla latte. So if you'd like me to have an oat vanilla latte for my troubles, you can buy us a coffee as well. And at the moment, we are sponsored by Parlay Pros. If you're somebody who likes to lay some flutters down on sports, from baseball to American football to NHL to cricket to what sports have I missed out? NBA, etc. Parlay Pros are a company out of Trinidad that use a high-tech AI algorithm data cruncher, which basically studies all the trends of all the players in all the leagues to then advise you as to what are the best bets to put down if you so wish. Don't do it if you're somebody who's got no sense. But if you're somebody who actually knows how to control yourself and you're not greedy, then get involved with Parlay Pros. The link to find out more about them is also in the descriptor below. That's more so for your betting guys who love all of that. So get involved in that as well. Descriptor below to let me know if you're interested, and I'll give you all the links for that as well. People, that's been day one. It's been Mike gone. Mike just went randomly like that. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow for day 2 of the test match. Lock in, people. We have to rally at all times. We don't always have to agree. We can agree to disagree. But one thing we always have to do is rally all the same. Let me just see some last-minute comments that I saw up here. Right, okay. So Jamandi says, sorry, I starred some. Mash, it is fair to say that because Shamar's poor white ball performances after Gab... Is it fair to say that because Shamar had poor white ball performances after the Gabba, people think that he has not progressed? But in actuality, he has been at his level with an average of 25. Yeah, I think I said it in yesterday's live show. I think we held Shamar to an unfair metric because of what he did at the Gabba. He's always going to be held to what he did at the Gabba, when in actual reality, if you strip away the Gabba premium, he's just doing good. Yes, okay, white ball, he don't look like he quite has found his length or line or length in white ball cricket, but test cricket, other than the Tour of England, he's done his job. So we have to give him respect. We have to give him his due. Shuban Jamal says Athene should be playing. Allow me, innit? Mike with the super chat. Thank you, Mike, for the super chat. Says, looks like Shamar didn't need a York's toe to be activated. I told you yesterday we needed to bowl first to make the match Preston's 2 day. I presume you mean last 2 days. Yep, I hear you. Thank you, Mike, for the super chat, though. Much appreciated. Big supporter of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Respect you each and every time. Henry Inc. No, oh, he says, oh, it's with the super chat. Thank you, Henry Inc., for the super chat. Henry says, Sandals changed their minds about sponsoring. Yeah. So I got a message last night, you know, on last night's live show when I said, oh, I think Sandals are sponsoring West Indies cricket again. I did get a private message saying that's not been confirmed yet. So if that's the case, shirt background, bunner sandals, no free advertising for them, bunner sandals, bun Adam Stewart. Until them man get back involved in West Indies cricket, we have to say bunner sandals. Okay, no free advertising for them until they want to come and advertise on the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Let's have a conversation. What's this last comment? That boy Doms says, where is Santoki? Listen, Santoki don't do live shows, you know. He don't do live call-in shows. He's probably watching this, to be fair. He's probably watching this trying to put his youth to sleep. But he don't do the live call-in shows. But Santoki will be back later on in the week. We'll probably do some kind of test match review, etc., etc. So Santoki will be around. Don't worry about that. So yeah, I guess that's me. That's me. 450 of you still here. Bloody hell. Thanks for that, people. This has been the CCP live, the day at the test match. Day 1, West Indies versus Australia. We'll be back roughly at the same time tomorrow for day 2. Rally, people. 3 p.m. kickoff for day 2 UK time. 10 p.m. Eastern Caribbean. 10 a.m. sorry, Eastern Caribbean. 9 a.m. in Jamaica. Lock in, people. We rally. We rally. We rally. Let's blow down the Australians. Blow them, yes?
West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.